Good morning and welcome to another fresh edition of Inside Nigeria on brought to your leadership television. My name is Onifred Gbebo. Today is February 13, 2024. Countdown to February 14th, Valentine's Day. And on today's program, we are looking at front headline stories of some select newspapers, including Nigeria's foremost newspaper, foremost influential newspaper, Leadership. We'll start with leadership as we normally do on the program. Let's see what story leadership is leading with this Thursday. Leadership says anti-party activities, crisis brews in PDP over disciplinary committee. Anti-party activities, crisis brews in PDP over disciplinary committee. Autumn threatens legal action, demands apology within 48 hours. Committee adjourns for 2 weeks. Abia PDP insists on Wabara's suspension. These are kickers to the leading story today on Leadership newspaper this Thursday, February 13, 2025. Other stories gracing the cover of Leadership. Nowhere matches Africa's ROI potential. Elumelu. Of course, that story we see it in the picture that is captured on today's Leadership. We have the founder, Tony Elumelu Foundation, Tony Elumelu, and the Director General of the Khalifa bin Zayed Al Nahyan Foundation, His Excellency Mohammed Haji Al Kuri, during the signing of $6 million strategic partnership agreement between the two foundations to provide business training, mentorship, and access to network and non-refundable $5,000 seed capital to an additional 1,000 young African entrepreneurs at the World Government Summit in Dubai on Wednesday. And the Lumelu says nowhere matches Africa's ROI potential. 20,000 Nigerians killed in 4 years, according to report, and the story runs on page 19 of Leadership newspaper. 20,000 Nigerians killed in 4 years. Only two banks meet new capitalization target, Fitch. 4 killed as Benue records 36 Lassa fever cases. We move towards the masthead of Leadership, where we have tax reforms bills past second reading in Reps, that is House of Representatives. Tax reforms bills past second reading in House of Reps. And the business boss, tariff will shut down telecom operations, Labour wants. Will shut down telecom operations, Labour wants. And above the masthead of Leadership, Tinubu pushes AI tech collaboration with Google. Anxiety over Taraba deputy governors whereabouts. The story is on page 20 of Leadership. Anxiety over Taraba deputy governors whereabouts. And with that, we move to the page 3 of Leadership, where we have our stand. Today's stand is on disturbing trend of youths and ritual killings. Disturbing trend of youths and ritual killings. Today's stand on Leadership. The media space is awash with a disturbing trend of youths being caught with human parts. It's becoming alarming as almost on a regular basis, these young people are caught with severed human heads or skulls, presumably for ritual purposes. At the start of this year, a 32-year-old man was apprehended for the murder of his alleged girlfriend, a 24-year-old member of the National Youth Service Corps (NYSC) scheme, who served at Nikon Insurance in the nation's capital, Abuja, before her death. The government must provide the basic needs and environment for a good living. There has to be employment opportunities for the youth, affordable qualitative health care, access to sound education and housing. It must also make policies that sustain what is left of the middle class. It cannot continue to pay attention to only the ultra wealthy. It must realize that policies that strangle the middle class also affect the well-being of families, contributing to the challenges that put a strain on the social fabric that once defined society as a whole. Those are paragraphs from today's stand on Leadership newspaper, disturbing trend of youths and ritual killings. From that, we move to the back page where we have Being Blunt with Mwazu Elize. Mwazu Elize is the group managing director of Leadership Newspapers Limited. And today's bluntness is talking about death penalty for drug dealers. Because no longer news, the Director General of NAFDAC has is advocating for for death penalty for drug counterfeiters. So also is the NDLEA, that is the National Drug Law Enforcement Agency, is also canvassing for death penalty for drug dealers. We'll take quote from that back page column. Those who deal in fake, substandard, and banned drug substances are killers. They deserve nothing short of the death penalty. Quotation attributed to the Director General of NAVDAC. Death penalty for drug dealers. And just before we go, let's move bet at Ghana must go. It says AFDB president hints at interest in 2027. That is African Development Bank president hints at interest in 2027. That is news. It was reported in some select national newspapers 2 days ago. And of course, there's the reply of Ghana must go. It says, be careful what you wish for. So it's all on that note we conclude review of leadership newspapers, both front page, inside the stand, back page, and Ghana must go. Don't forget to log on to the website for more of these stories and continuation of the headline stories, www.leadership.ng. From leadership, we move over to the next paper we have on our menu, and that is Daily Sun. Daily Sun says NLC talks tough over telecoms tariff hike, threatens shutdown, demands immediate reversal of 50% increase. House SEDC will rebuild Southeast economy, make it worth $200 billion by 2035. MD Makokoye. SEDC is the Southeast Development Commission, which was signed into law a few days ago. It said to rebuild Southeast economy, make it worth $200 billion by 2035. Rep Summer Customs boss over alleged top personnel's refusal to retire. Pass tax reform bills. TEF UAE Foundation sees $6 million deal to empower 1,000 African entrepreneurs. PDP not PDP NWC affirms Ude Okoye National Secretary. Wondo Secondus Hay decision. With that, we move towards the masthead of Daily Sun. Over 400,000 Nigerian refugees stranded in Cameroon, Niger, Chad, federal government, while 3,000 repatriated. The federal government has expressed concern over 400,000 Nigerian refugees stranded in Cameroon, Niger, and Chad as plans are underway to repatriate them. Alhaji Tijani Ahmed, Federal Commissioner, National Commission for Refugees, Migrants and Internally Displaced Persons (NCFRMI), stated this at the Technical Working Group meeting in Abuja yesterday. Ahmed noted that 3,000 refugees were returned last week through the efforts of the Borno State Governor, Professor Babagana Zulum, and the Technical Working Group, saying that further repatriation plans are ongoing. This is just snippets from that leading story on Daily Sun this Thursday. Over 400,000 Nigerian refugees stranded in Cameroon, Niger, Chad, federal government, while 3,000 has been repatriated so far. Just beside the masthead of Daily Sun, Abuja, Lagos orders in darkness as national electricity grid records force collapse in 2025. The story is on page 25 of Daily Sun newspaper. Abuja, Lagos orders in darkness as national electricity grid records force collapse in 2025. It's on that note we conclude review of front headline stories on Daily Sun this Thursday. Don't forget to log on to the website of Daily Sun for continuation of these headline stories, www.thesun.ng. Moving ahead, we pet at Vanguard newspaper. Vanguard has similar story with that of Daily Sun. It says tariff hike, NLC fumes, gives March 1 alert to short telecom services. Tariff hike, NLC fumes, gives March 1st alert to short telecom services. Declares 3-hour boycott of all operators' services from today. Asks Nigerians to suspend purchase of data. Telcos talk tough, say Labour moving towards treason. NatCons berates NCC, asks regulator to redeem image by sanctioning telcos. Riders or kickers to that leading story on Vanguard. Tariff hike, NLC Films gives March 1 alert to short telecom services. It's also the leading story on the earlier paper we reviewed before it, Daily Sun. Federal government to states develop action plan to end open defecation by 2030. 124 journalists killed worldwide in 2024, CPJ. And in sports, 2026 FIFA World Cup, Super Eagles must secure World Cup spot, Okpara. And ahead, we have tanker fires. Federal government moves ban on trucks with 60,000 liters capacity. Tanker fires. Federal government moves ban on trucks with 60,000 liters capacity. In other words, federal government considers ban on trucks with 60,000 liters capacity of fuel. And above the masthead of Vanguard, national grid collapse triggers widespread darkness. Tax regime, civil servants pay more than increase in minimum wage, NLC. PDP NWC affirms Ude Okoye as national secretary, while Atiku Wike airing before us PDP disciplinary committee. Reps pass tax reform bill for second reading. For continuation of these headline stories, head up to www.vanguardngr.com. From that, we move to the next paper on our menu, and that is The Punch. The Punch talking about 2027. Tinubu's re-election. ACF orders tackle Ganduje over no vacancy comment. Tinubu's re-election. ACF orders tackle Ganduje over no vacancy comment. Babachi hints at North consensus candidates as ACF Mohammed counter APC chair. Babachi hints at North consensus candidate as ACF Mohammed counter APC chair. Underneath that, we have APC hires private firm for membership e-registration. Military kills terrorist commander, sacks 40 Sokoto Zamfara hideouts. Rest summer custom CG over officers' retirement. And beside the masthead of the Punch, Abia PDP chapter defies NWC order. Autumn Iron face panel March 4. Above the masthead of the Punch, tariff hike, Labour subscribers plan tackles shutdown March 1. Tax reform, reps divided as B's case first reading. Federal government may ban trucks as tanker fire claims 493. The story is on page 21 of the Punch newspaper. It's also on this note we bring to an end the review of front headline stories on the Punch. This Thursday. Head up to the website www.punchng.com for continuation of these headline stories. From the Punch, we move to the next paper, and incidentally the last paper on our menu this Thursday, and that is The Guardian. The Guardian says importers divert cargo to Togo, orders to evade tariff hike. Importers divert cargo to Togo, orders to evade tariff hike. We have illustration beneath that, various charges levied on importers. We have NAFDAC certification of 500,000 naira. We have SUN certification, that is Standards Organization of Nigeria certification of 500,000 naira. And beneath that, we have terminal operators and shipping company service fees up by 30% to 45%. NISRA/other environmental agencies charges 150,000 naira to 200,000 naira. Demurrage for 20-foot container 48,000 naira per day. Demurrage for 40-foot container 68,500 naira per day. And underneath that, we have 40-foot container clearance 26 million naira. 20-foot container clearance 20 million naira. These are various charges levied on importers, which has made the ease of doing business not so easy in Nigeria. And the headline story says importers divert cargo to Togo, orders to evade tariff hike. Beneath that, group laments over 50,000 Nigerians stranded in Iraq. 124 journalists killed in 2024. Israel mostly responsible, says CPJ. Tinubu meets Google, wants Nigeria to drive Africa's AI evolution. Kanu uncovers multiple illegal private financial accounts. Tax reform bills advance amid pushback on phasing out key agencies. Kanu uncovers multiple illegal private financial accounts. Tax reform bills advance amid pushback on phasing out key agencies. From that, we move to the stories just beneath the masthead of The Guardian. Businesses, homes count losses as national grid collapses again. Revert to old tariff before March or face total strike, NLC tells government telecom operators. Edo Election Tribunal, PDP alleges conflicting testimonies, APC to present 28 witnesses. Is that note we conclude review of front headline stories on The Guardian this Thursday. For more, log on to www.guardian.ng. Well, viewers, it's also on that note we bring to a close today's Inside Nigerian Leadership Television. Don't forget to join us same time, same station for Valentine's Day edition of the program tomorrow. My name is Winifred Weber. Don't also forget to join us on this station for news on the hour. Thanks for joining us.
Thank you for watching. For sponsorship and advert placements, please contact 080-3688-6158. Last Word Leadership Podcast Studio. You have the last